The following audio is a speech recreation guided by artificial intelligence. This speech never took place and is believed to contain information that led to the assassination of United States President John F. Kennedy. It is known through declassified documents that President Kennedy had an interest in the UFO phenomenon and was working to create a better understanding. The following was done for merely historical reference and speculation, and is by no means meant to defame or harass any parties involved or show any disrespect to the family of JFK. Viewer discretion is advised.
My fellow Americans, people of the world, today we set forth on a journey into a new era. One age, the childhood of mankind, is ending and another age is about to begin. The journey of which I speak is full of unknowable challenges, but I believe that all our yesterdays, all the struggles of the past, have uniquely prepared our generation to prevail. Citizens of this earth, we are not alone.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome back archaeologist, author, contactee, and emissary for the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and our dear friend, Elena Danaan.
See, we decorated just specially for you.
Thank you.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
I was really wanting to do.
I'm afraid to say anything in case you can't understand me.
Well, what's going to happen if they cut it off to where she can't hear me again, like what happened last time?
That was weird. That was weird, ladies and gentlemen. The last time we had Elena on, the internet problems were terrible. But I would like to welcome everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. We've got 64 people in the chat. Thank you very much. And Elena, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much, guys. I love you so much. I always have so much fun with you and a paranormal experience that I never get anywhere else. So let's see what's going to come tonight. It's very exciting.
With everything going on in the world right now, you know, knock on wood, because we don't know what's going to happen.
But the world is definitely messed up right now. Yes. I mean, the world is truly messed up with all the problems, and that's kind of one of the first questions I want to ask you, Elena. What is our friends up there? Have they got to do anything soon? Have they got to maybe help us in any way soon?
Well, they're already helping. There's a big procedure that is in the making about disclosure. Yeah. You know, that's what's happening at the moment. But they've been helping. Oh my God, they've removed all the regressive extraterrestrials from Earth. In 2021 was the end of this operation. Now we have to deal with our own leaders. You know, we need to see. They're behind, they're watching, but we need to see the greater perspective. We need to fly off our own wings. We need to learn how to do it ourselves, you know, otherwise we'll never evolve. If we are saved or rescued, but it's fine. Well, they would rescue us if it really would go really, you know, bad now. Yeah. But they try not to. They guide us. They help us. They assist us that we save ourselves, that we learn how to do it. And that's part of the growth, getting back of a system of, abuse. So that's what's going on.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. So, obviously, this wasn't something I wanted to necessarily go into, but being that it is such a focus, especially here in the States, do you know anything about that spy balloon that just got shot down over here in the U.S.? If that has anything to do with this.
I haven't been informed about this because it's not important. It's just distraction. It's obviously distraction from the deep state, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's comforting because it did fly near me and close to our nuclear laboratories towards some bombing ranges. Everybody's a little paranoid right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, when there's a thing weird like this, look what is distracting you from.
Yeah.
You know.
There is a lot of UFO reports. And I mean a lot of UFO reports. And Dakota, you were talking about one before Elena joined us. What was that you were going to talk about? The one over the mountains in North America?
Yeah. Yes, we got to talk in one of your recent videos. You talked about how Thorhan was actually meeting up in a base over by the Blue Ridge Mountains. Can you tell us anything more about that?
Well, yes, I can talk a bit about the evolution of this, development of this. What happened is in the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's in an area where there's a specific site over the ridge of the mountains. They look flat on the horizon. And where Thorhan was standing, he was sending me the visuals. It was extremely early in the morning. Sun was just rising. It was, they really looked blue. And I went, oh, wow. Mm-hmm. And he said, Blue Ridge Mountains. I said, yeah, it looks blue. It's Raven Rock facility. It's not Raven Rock base specifically, it's underneath. Underneath, in these mountains, there are tunnels and bases and different facilities. Now in the hands of the White Hats and the Earth Alliance, it hasn't always been the case for all different facilities there. Thorhan went there. The thing is, Thorhan was promoted to the high command circle of his military battleship in order to have access to intel and really intelligence. So he was chosen because he has a connection with me. He can pass on to me visuals and communications. So that's why he went. It was all well organized. And I received his communication. He was there. He was showing me the location. He was not allowed to disclose names of a place and names of people because when humans of Earth are involved, especially government people and U.S. military, the Federation is not all alone, entitled to say, oh, that was this person. No, it's a common agreement for disclosure or not. So he didn't have the clearance. The Federation didn't have the clearance to say, So he met this general, which has been identified by Michael Salah, and I confirmed. He went down to give him a device that had a lot of data in it, an enormous amount of data. It was a rectangular device. One end was flat, the other was round. It was flat, and with a big, like a button on it. And this device needed to be given physically. This information was so confidential that it needed to be given hand to hand. That's why he went there. What's inside? Among other directives for disclosure about everything linked to extraterrestrial, past, and present, there are scientific data, a lot of scientific blueprints for technology that is going to be useful in the near future. I haven't been given shown the blueprint, so I do not know what it is about, but that is the extent of my knowledge about it.
I've noticed lately, and I don't know if any of you have noticed this, but lately in the news, not just the news, but everywhere, TikTok, YouTube and stuff like that, there's like new technologies that's getting released, like clean energy, and it just seems to have appeared from nowhere.
Yes.
I mean, do you know anything about that?
Yes, these technologies, there's a lot of technologies that are given to people who are either engineers or scientists or normal people. I mean, when I say normal, neither engineers or scientists, but people who have a good IQ and are very capable to, these people, they are chosen because in the past, every time the Federation gave scientific data to a lead scientist or someone important, the guy was killed. Yeah. So now they have changed plan. Their plan has been now since about 20 years to broadcast these scientific informations to as much people as they can. How? People have who have connections with ETs, people who are either contactees or either are envoys or starseed and have contact with their star family. This is how they pass on information. Or people who are just abducted in ships of the Federation and given a chip that they will be able to receive information, like the one I have. That's why, and now there are two things happening. The deep state is collapsing. The heads that were leading the deep state, the ET regressive, like reptilians and greys, they're gone. Yeah. So, they're less powerful than they pretend to be. And also there's this new laws are coming forward, protecting people, whistleblowers. So it's happening by the people.
So speaking of the deep state collapsing, it's pretty obvious in our world leaders that they're basically scrambling because they don't necessarily know how to handle what's coming. They don't want to necessarily give it up, but they also don't know all the lengths it took in order to keep hold of that, because everybody knows at the start of it, senile men now. But have you heard of the possibility of any laser attacks similar to the one that hit the Paradise, California?
It can happen. It can happen. Normally it won't, because all the satellites have been disabled. All their satellites have been disabled. But with this weaponry, nonetheless, they can send crafts in the atmosphere. The deep state is still there, and they still have crafts. And I myself received 2 direct energy weapon attacks that were countered. So it still can happen. Now I've been told that all the laser weaponry has been disabled. They are chasing all the direct energy weapon sources, and they are not over with that. There's still some, but hopefully it won't happen.
I've actually got an interesting question. I was actually asked this the other day to ask you, actually, Elena. What do you know about the moon this weather? Because there's been a lot of UFO sightings on the moon, but there's been a lot of activity on the moon. Is something happening up there right now?
Yes, on the moon there's a lot of activity. It's true, because there's a lot of all the facilities that were on the moon are now, that were in the hands of the Greys, the Nebu Grey, the Orion Alliance. Yes. It was them who held the moon. Now they've gone. Now all these facilities are in the hands of the Earth Alliance. And there's a lot of building of new technologies on the moon. The moon is the hub for building the medical technologies, but also free energy technologies. Earth is not safe enough, and even not practical at the moment, because it's very populated to do these massive productions. So it's happening on the moon. That's why you see all these crafts and coming way and back between Earth and moon, and there's a lot of things happening like this on the moon.
Yeah, I have noticed that. Well, let me rephrase it. I find it kind of funny. When I read your book, you talked about the takeover of the moon base, and right now there's several private companies that are coming together to try to send like DNA samples and information to the moon. Is that part of some collaborative effort?
That yes, I do not know which companies do that, but it matches what's happening, because all these medical technologies that are being built there are about DNA repairing, holographic DNA repairing. So that would make sense. It's possible.
So I sent my DNA up to the moon to be experimented on.
There could be other little Dakotas up there just waiting,
Well, based on what I've seen, that's where we've been meeting up, so...
Well, be careful, because I wouldn't trust also everyone, If someone says, oh, give me your DNA, we're going to send it to the moon, and do you trust it's true What are they going to do with your DNA? Maybe it's for another purpose. You don't know about that.
I know, but it's too late. The ship's already gone up from my understanding. So.
You already have 100 clones of you in a Dark Fleet ship somewhere in
Oh, no.
See how you were...
I'm kidding.
I was like, I know. That's such a scary thought. People can hardly handle one of me.
Can you imagine an army?
Trouble. You're going to break them.
Oh my God. Can you imagine what that'd be like? Hundreds of Dakotas invading the air. I will say this. I noticed you mentioned the Orion. Is it the Orion Syndicate? I've been getting a lot of weird messages lately, and it's been beware the Orion Syndicate. Do they have anybody left on Earth? Are they still lingering?
Oh, you're talking about the Orion Greys, the Nebu.
Yes.
They have no more connection on Earth. They are cut from Earth. The hive has collapsed. All connections are cut. Nonetheless, there are a lot of grey hybrids on Earth who have now our age and who are interfaced with greys. I don't know with what type of greys they are interfered, but they are interfered somehow. They can still receive messages from individual greys. It's a bit of a chaos at the moment, because the hive has collapsed and all the planetary hives are reforming back. You know, the big super hive that was in the Orion Nebula was the compound of many planetary hives. They merge all the queens, planetary like queens. It's easier to say that. To one, Super One, and now the Super One has just fallen apart, and all the other planetary queens, we understand that term, are reforming their original, it's a period of chaos, so it will be clearer in a few months.
Good. Go on.
In a few months. Well, that's good to know. So, we were wondering about this. It was a topic of a show we did not too long ago. Does the black-eyed kid phenomenon have some sort of tie to the Greys?
So I'd say yes, especially the key elite occurred. But now, these kids were not supposed to be born on Earth. You never saw them before, like about 3 years ago. In 2021, the Orion Greys have been kicked out from Earth, end of 2021. And at that moment, during this period where the Greys were kicked out, during the summer 21 and fall 21, the women who were bearing hybrid children that were supposed to be taken back on the ships and Grey ships and have the baby taken there, they didn't. They gave birth on Earth. And now you have these weird babies with black eyes who walk very fast and quickly because, they grow faster. And people don't know what to do. What's that? It's hybrids. And they were supposed to not live on Earth. But they do now. The thing is, these babies that's something very important. Do not be afraid of these kids because they are lost. They are cut from the hive. They have no ties now. They are not dangerous anymore. They are just hybrid kids, and we need to take care of them. We need to love them, especially them because they need support. They're gonna feel different growing up, and for humanity, it is a training to contact. To civilian contact, because you're going to see these weird aliens coming on Earth, and you need to not, be scared of them. Start with these hybrid children,
Okay.
It's quite the black eye. This is actually really interesting. The black eye kids is always something that's fascinated me, and this other question is also interested me really much. I go on about this quite a lot. Is that missing 411 with David Paulides? The people that disappear each year. Do you think that there's entities out there that's taking people?
If there are still people disappearing, it can be for many, many reasons. As I told you, the deep state still has holes on this planet, so they can still abduct people and pretending to be ETs. You know, they can do that. That can happen.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling him, because when I tried telling you, it was like hitting a brick
just
wall.
find it really interesting. I find it fascinating how all these people have disappeared, and it's like if you look this up, every year in the world there is 2 million people disappear without a trace.
Yeah. It should go down. It should go down. The numbers should go down and down.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so. So we actually had a very interesting question in the chat, and that's actually something I've been wondering. It's often said that the world governments have been well aware of hybrids existing on Earth since at least the Second World War. Yeah. Could how DNA tests are becoming more and more accessible be sort of a gimmick in order to collect to see how many hybrids are out there these days?
Oh, that would be very easy. I suppose the governments know already, roughly. The thing is, the DNA test is easy to do, but the thing is, who is going to process it and tell you the truth? They're going to tell you, oh, and there's junk DNA. That's not important. That's the important stuff. They know. Governments know. They know. They know who's who.
See, I've actually run into this problem a few times, and maybe you can help me here. It's like O negative blood. I've actually had my blood stolen a few times. I had to get my bloods done. Quick story, I got my bloods done. Handed them in. The doctor took them away, and then I got a phone call the next day saying, "Oh, I'm really sorry, someone stole the blood through the night for the testing." So I had to go down again, and that's happened to me about 4 or 5 times this year. Well, last year.
Because they probably found something in your blood that was interesting for them to study further. Yeah. If you are an ET contactee or you have been taken a few times, there's a reason for that. You probably have a special DNA. Yeah. Your body may have a big, interesting mix. Maybe you have the 22 DNAs. Who knows? And these activated DNAs. If you have the 22 DNAs, they want that blood. They want the code. So it's possible.
That's very interesting. The 22. Can you explain that a wee bit more to me?
Sure. The human on Earth has been interfered in the DNA by 21 different species, 21 plus 1, the original animal being, and some, but that's not all over the Earth. So you have minimum 11 different ET DNAs that everyone has that, which is from other galaxies. That's the Cedars when they did that. But then other species came and from this galaxy and intermingled with us and just mixed. So at the end it gave 22 different DNAs from this galaxy and others. DNA is a code. When you have the frequency of a gene, you have the frequency of the whole people and the consciousness of the people, the race that's linked to this genetics. So if you have 22 different genetics, the more you have extraterrestrial genetics, the more other ETs or even the deep state are interested in that. Because certain species DNA have powers, So that would explain to my understanding.
That's very, very interesting because as Dakota knows, I feel sometimes like I'm the mobile phone of the Galactic Federation. They won't leave me alone. They don't leave me alone.
If you're connected, that you probably that's why they want the connection. No. That doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
So this this sounds like it could. Well, to me, it sounds like a bit of a dumb follow-up. But if someone potentially has the royal bloodlines of Ea, could they easily be a target?
The first target.
Oh, come on, Elena!
Oh, well, Dakota, it's been nice knowing you.
No, I'm just going to say this. When I was reading through the Cedars, second, you literally got mentioned some of my direct ancestors being descendants of Ea, and I was just like, oh, that explains so much.
Yes. So you have formidable healing abilities. You have abilities to project your consciousness to wherever you want in the multiverse. You have infinite possibilities with this. So they want that. So you, of course, targeted.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that explains the black SUVs outside my house lately.
Yeah. See, that's that. I'm looking for a new co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, if Dakota disappears, please message me at Bald and Bonkers.
Why am I the one that's got to disappear?
I know. They've already taken my blood 3 times.
They've taken my blood.
You're very special, and you can be proud of that to raise their interest, you know. Yeah, I know. You have black helicopters, I have triangular ships, and...
it does get a bit annoying. It does get a bit annoying sometimes, the old ETs coming to you, because they do talk a lot, and I know I'm Scottish and I talk quite a lot, but as Dakota knows, they always message them at weird times in the morning. It's when I go to my bed, I wake up and then I realise I've sent them loads of messages, and that's the story there.
They contact me around this time as well, in the early hours of the morning when I go to bed. That's what I do. Because they explain this to me, it's because the brain waves at that time, when you're drowsy because you're tired, you're sleepy. When you're sleepy, drowsy, you're about to go to sleep, that's when you're receptive, because your brain emits certain waves that facilitates communication.
Yeah. It's always around 1:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've noticed that if I've got a tendency to put on my noise cancelling headphones and listen to like 900 hertz, like meditation music, and if I do that, well, I'm out for the night. And then they start talking to Dakota, telling them weird stuff and strange things. You know, Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I just had an interesting question pop up in the chat. I'll bring it up on the screen here. It's like, so this person goes, "Hi, Elena. Is it possible to confirm with Una if anything epic is happening to Terra on the 5th of May in 2023, which is going to affect all human consciousness?"
I think Una would have told me if it was the case. There's something that is very important. The Star Nations never give us dates. If you have people giving you dates, oh, I got that from the Star Nations, it's not right. It's not real. The Star Nations do not give dates. They give rough dates, because when they give a date, you become expectative of this event, this date, and you're going to do nothing about it, because you've been told it's going to happen, so you do nothing and you wait. They want to avoid that. They want us to be in the expectative and be stressed to be able to do something, about things. So they do not give dates. 2023, I've been told it will be a positive year and a lot of things will change regarding disclosure, which it's a start of something and it can expand in the 2 coming years after that. But that's all about dates, never something precise.
Yeah. There's a question in the chat there. What's that? My mystical love and light. What's that there, Dakota? Can you bring that up? Please confirm that is it Sasquatch as a starseed or maybe from Mars. Can you tell us? Is he or she?
Oh, why not? Sasquatch could be part of the Envoy program. That would be very possible. Sasquatch are extraterrestrials. from my information, they come from a planet that was called Maldek that exploded in a horrendous war in the star system a very long time ago. A few of them went to Mars because it was the closest, but Mars was also really massacred by the explosion of Maldek. So there's a very tiny, small community of them on Mars still, but they're really hiding and not very important. Most of them who survived, went to Earth and hid in very remote areas or underground. Many of them were welcomed to inner Earth. Sasquatch don't really go well underground. They like air and nature and outdoor beings. Yes, but they're not from Earth, totally.
Yeah. I've always wondered that because the stories of this Bigfoot and Sasquatch and stuff like that are quite interesting. There's always been the UFOs have been seen where they're about, because I do know that there's different clans. There's some that live on the earth and just live amongst the trees and the woods, but then there's the other ones that use the technology and they're a wee bit different.
There are different caste or different evolution in this society, so different groups. It's like on Earth, you will have NASA engineers and you will have the Aboriginals or the guys in Amazonia, so every culture has different levels of evolution, technology evolution.
I had this question the other day from a friend that wanted me to ask you again. What do you know what's happening on the sun right now? Because the sun, a lot of people seem to think that the sun's getting brighter.
Yes.
Are our ET friends doing something to it?
No, but they have always stabilized the sun and put shields when there were solar flares. They always put shields, and we have filmed proof of that. You can see that on internet. Quite impressive. They have done that, but what's happening to the sun, like becoming brighter, etc., it's not provoked by the star nations. It's because the sun is undergoing through a change. Our this star system, has been entering a zone in this galaxy of fifth density. Higher density means the frequency of the ether vibrates faster. So every transformation starts by a star. So first the star is going to shift and vibrate faster. The light becomes brighter. The star doesn't change volume or activity. It can be a little bit rougher of activity. That's why we have all these flares stopped by the Federation. But then the sun expands to the planets nearby. Not the sun expands. Don't get me wrong. The frequency change, the wave of frequency shift, slowly is broadcasted from the sun to Mercury, and then Venus, and then Earth, and then Mars, etc., etc. Slowly changes. It broadcasts. So, and in fact, it's not waves arriving physically, linearly to hit a planet. It's the core of the sun sending a signal that is going to resonate in the core of a planet. And the planet is going to resonate with it and start a process of shifting itself. It works like that, like quantum links, because that's gravity. Gravity links the planets and the stars together.
Has that got anything to do with it? There's been a lot of reports lately of the Earth's core changing direction. Have you heard about that?
Yes, I've heard about that. I haven't had that confirmed, but it could be part of the process. That would surprise me because Earth's core changing directions, who said magnetic field totally changing direction and rotation. And I don't think there's a core really solid. There's something else.
Yeah, I think there's something else there. Yeah.
I haven't been confirmed, so I have reservation on that. I don't know what to say.
So one thing I was curious about, when it comes to all the envoys, is it possible as the shift into higher densities takes place, will the fractals, say the parts of them that are still behind, as compared to the ones that got sent down to Earth. Would they reconnect as the shift takes place?
You mean the Soul family, the Soul group, or yes, they are always connected. More will connect, of course. The connections will increase. Yes, in intensity, I suppose.
Yeah, well, that's comforting.
It's really interesting it's like anybody wants to ask any questions, please put them in the chat, guys. Just put them in. Do the mod say, just put them in capitals. Where can you see that? When do you think we, the human race, will start travelling to the stars? Obviously, on our own accord. Maybe in the next 30 years.
So we are already traveling to the stars.
Yeah.
We have already colonies in the Alpha Centaurian systems, in other systems, but that's the undercover space programs who do that.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, civilian, it has started slowly. They have been lying. Everyone, the good and the bad, they have been lying to us. So now they need to catch up the lies with the lie.
Yes.
So say, we are building cities on Mars for future colonies. They are already there since the 1940s, guys.
Yes.
But we can't tell you that. So we pretend. Do you know what's happening on Mars? Do you know what is shown to you is real? No, you don't. Maybe there are cities built on Mars, and they don't show that to you. They show you like rough red desert, know. We already have the technology. So I don't think 30 years, it's not about building the technology and developing this technology. It's about disclosing them and catching up with the lies. So I would say 10 years, it will be, that's my own guess.
What did you hear there, Dakota? Did you hear like somebody speak there?
Yeah, and it was all like technically and bubbly. Like there was another voice trying to come through.
I heard that too. Yes, I thought it was your side. Echo. Okay.
That is so.
I would hope not.
I mean.
Yes, it's happening again.
It's happening.
It's starting to happen. The clock's getting near 11 o'clock, and that's what usually happens. I mean, it's. But see, talking about Mars, I know we've been lied to for a long time, because Mars, I think, is totally habitable. But we've obviously just been lied to so many times. But if you notice lately in the mainstream news, you'll get, we're getting strange signals for space, but we don't know where they're coming from and stuff. This is like slowly disclosing the fact that there is something out there for the people that are not woke up yet?
Yes, they're slowly disclosing, like giving hints that extraterrestrial life exists. Yeah. But I mean, I've had this conversation so many times with my contact upstairs. That is so slow. Come on. Yeah. That is so slow, guys. And they always answer, there are different factors that enter into, I know. But it's so slow.
Yeah,
I agree.
I just want them to come and take me away, the Why? Oh God, I can see the aspects of things why they don't come down in mass. I can see a lot of people would probably freak out. Right?
Yes.
But then, and there would probably be a lot of suicides doing with religion and stuff like that and people panicking, thinking it was the end of the world. And that's what I don't like about the movie industry now, because the portrayal of the aliens is evil, bad, and all they want to do is kill you. But it's totally the opposite.
All these movies, all these movies, they have been, the deep state has been preparing, and Netflix is a great tool of it. I think the guy who created Netflix was part of the CIA, was big head there. Anyway, it's been to prepare the fake alien invasion, to try to control and manipulate humanity in that way. Now we know that this fakery won't happen, so stop watching these movies. You know, the star nations are so positive. The regressive have gone, and now we are entering a new era where we are going to officially be members of these people. And that's something interesting, because when I was making my first book, Gift from the Stars, Guide of Alien Races, I was shown a species named the Negumac gnomopo. And I drew them, gave information from them. They come from Antares. People have said, oh my God, that's Independence Day predator aliens. I went, okay, I haven't watched the movie. Let's see that. And I Googled it. I went, oh. And then that was clear, because I was told the Negumac are the only species the Sika reptilians, or the Draco reptilians, are afraid of. That's the only threat to the deep state. They fear only one alien species. It's these ones. So they betrayed them as, you need to fear them, recognize them when they come to Earth. You need to kill them. You need to fear them. Oh, they would have needed to come, the Negumac. They would have saved us from them, But they fortunately didn't need to. But they were called. They are still there in the vicinity of the star system to secure the place that the other Klingons won't come back. So that's interesting.
That is very interesting you say that about Independence Day, because me and Dakota were talking about Independence Day last night. And then when I turned, just before I come on to the live tonight, I turned the TV on. And what was the movie that was on? Independence Day.
Yeah.
It's like it's like all the alien stuff they know, they're all bad and they're all coming to kill us and it's really bad. And I'm like, I can't watch this anymore, knowing what I actually know now. Because there is bad ones out there. But they're nowhere anywhere near us, and I don't think they'll be back for a long time.
Yeah, no, they won't. And they're really annoyed, because there's a woman who said that these aliens are finally the best thing that could happen to us, and she's very annoying.
I'm sorry. It's just like every time we speak, Elena, I just feel this sense of shock, and I'm just like, wow, I'm not going totally crazy.
No. Oh, Dakota, you have an amazing story, and I know it's about me tonight, but you have such an incredible story with your Pleiadian wife, who is on board a spaceship, and you've recorded her voice. It's amazing. It's incredible.
And we just brought in our third kid, which is kind of funny, because like I said, one of the things that it's utterly fascinated me about a lot of your books, and every time we've had a chance to speak, it's just that every time I go to test something you said, it turns out true. I mean, not too long ago, I did a little experiment where I figured, it's like, okay, if you guys are coming and going to be coming soon, why don't you say hi to your grandma? 2 days later, my mom is texting me saying, I know this is going to sound stupid, but I just saw a green light in the sky. It's like I had to figure they had to pick someone they would personally be interested in meeting, but doesn't necessarily know enough about this type of stuff to be able to directly say what she saw. So, just so thank you for everything. And to find out we've actually met before I came to Earth, that was another mind blower.
See, the thing is, you've got me kind of worried now, Dakota, that you've got a family up there. I'm going to wake up in a pod and there's got to be people around about me like, oh no, look at all these children.
Yeah. It's great to share all these stories. Now we are free to talk about these things, and nobody's shocked anymore. So it's time. It's time. Many of us have been told not to speak about, not to talk about a certain amount of years, and it's now we are encouraged to. So let's do that.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, because when I was younger and I first had a UFO experience, Dakota, it happened with Dakota. What was the story, Dakota? Mind, it was the early 1996, 1997 when my neighbours seen the UFO. which is interesting.
As Chris and I started collaborating stories. He goes to tell me where there was this triangle UFO that showed up on his house one day that his neighbors saw, and that there was what looked like a shadow apparition. And this might actually answer a question that someone's been asking in the chat. That this apparition that showed up had the same. Basically, it would look like it would be me as a shadow.
Yes.
And he said it would have taken place about mid-January 1996. And we did the math when it came to time zones. Apparently, I made a stop in Scotland before I was officially born into this body.
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite interesting because when I woke up, I couldn't move whatsoever. And I looked over and I could see it standing there. And it was freaky as anything. And then after that, I started having weird experiences with spirits too, because I do a lot of spiritual kind of stuff with spirits, ghost hunting and stuff. And then I met Dakota, and things started, things started to get more intense. And then we bumped into Lisa Fry, which she's a medium. She talks to the Federation and stuff. And oh my God, it just got really bad then. And it's no bad news, it's really good feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's like they showed me things. They showed me worlds, purple kind of worlds and star systems and cities, and it's very interesting. Dakota?
Yeah, I've noticed, been following your channel a lot closer lately, and I've noticed that a lot of the findings, say like out of the James Webb telescope, and basically they're pointing at a lot of the planets you pointed out as already being inhabited, you know, Tengri being one of them, Titan, and they're saying, oh yeah, it's quite possible something could be there. It's like, just say it!
That's it. Just spill the beans. Just say it.
Yeah. It feels good. It feels good to say it.
Yes, I'm impatient, so I cannot stand everyone else. But yeah, the Tengri. It was interesting. I went to Florida last year, and in October, and I went to visit to the Kennedy Space Center, and there was a simulator, and one option was discover worlds, exoplanets with alien life. So I was with my friend and Danny, and we went, let's try the simulator. And out of the million things in the universe, the curtain opens, and we're in our stuff like this, yay! And it's like, now we're welcoming you to TRAPPIST-1 system. We look at it, how? But I say that. I had said that in an article 6 months before, that we would be told that there's life in the TRAPPIST-1 system. That would be the system targeted, and the James Webb Telescope, revealed that. We're now focusing on TRAPPIST-1. Yeah, guys, I said that before. That was like, wow. NASA, please spill the beans.
Yes, the bad ones are gonna. I do find it funny that one of the main scientists, like President Kennedy, was trying to initiate a shared UFO disclosure with Russia, was none other than James Webb. And now we have all this stuff coming out, and that's whose voice was in the. That's whose voice was in the intro. I actually found notes of that's supposed to be Kennedy's lost speech, where he was trying to come out outright and say we're not alone, but he got taken out before he could make that speech, and that's been locked away in a safety deposit box all this time.
Yeah. It's that's why they kill him. He was about to say everything, and we have 100 years retard, like delay about technologies. They've been taking away 100 years of our evolution, but we are going to catch up. Now we need to catch up super fast, and it's going to be fast. It's all right. Yeah.
Well, I must admit, with the technology that's slowly coming out now, with the new fusion, they say they've invented fusion. They can do it now, and I think they've had it for a long time. oops, brought it out, dusted it off, and thought, oh, look, we've invented this. And
Yes.
computers are the same. Computers, artificial intelligence. Now that is an interesting point. What is your thoughts on artificial intelligence?
Oh, so that's very interesting. Artificial intelligence is a tool, okay?
Yeah.
There's also a campaign of the counterintelligence that's been telling, do not trust AI, it's bad, they're AI gods or entities. AI, artificial intelligence. Artificial, guys. It has no soul, it has no consciousness. It's just a computer program that went so far that it became self-aware and self-thinking for some developments, but it has no consciousness. It cannot be an entity, a soul, okay? It's technology, it's just computers. All the spaceships I've been in, they are powered by, not powered, but the navigation is artificial intelligence. Why would they go through take any risk to rely on artificial intelligence if there was any risk, that they would be in danger? No, because they trust it 100%. They put their lives in this technology. So it's a tool, okay? We must not be afraid of artificial intelligence. What we must be not afraid, I don't like that, mindful of is who uses it and for what.
Yeah.
That's not the technology, that's who's using it. You should look behind.
It's what worries me is if the military start to use it, and they are starting to use it, and they start putting it into machines that look like humans, and then they replace soldiers, and then someone hacks that, they could turn it on their own kind. And that's what worries me, is that robots basically taking over for somebody else's agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's you must be very careful who uses it. Yeah. It's the deep state. It can be bad humans. You need always to keep in mind that the regressive extraterrestrials are no more on Earth. So it can be used by humans, but these humans still don't have a lot of power left. They make you believe they have. So that's a transition period,
I've actually got an interesting question for myself, and I actually asked Dakota this, but I think it was in your book actually. The ETs, where did they get their food from?
So they different things on board their spaceships. On the motherships they grow their own food because they like fresh stuff, but they can also replicate food from that's for big production. Yes, and that's not great. It tastes good, but it's like recomposed food from atoms and particles from atoms from other recycle things. They do these two things. Either they replicate food or either they grow it.
Yeah. I've always wondered that. That's weird that I keep getting like a voice every now and again. Did you hear that?
Yes.
I've been hearing it.
That's it. Last question you asked me before you asked me the question. I didn't want to cut you, but I heard it.
Yeah. I don't know who it is, a man. I don't know who it is. Is quite...
Testing. Well, there's a bit of an echo.
There's an echo, but the guy, I'm not saying he had an English accent, I'm saying he had a kind of weird kind of accent. It's no that you would get.
Wait a minute.
I'm getting a vision in my head. It's weird. Big tall guy with blonde hair, but I don't know who he is.
Yeah, that's Thorhan's voice.
Yes, that's it. Because my implant is working, so it switched on, so it's him. He's trying to communicate with you.
Yeah.
Hello, old friend.
I can see him in my head. I can see what he looks like. He's tall. He's got like a weird bluish suit on.
Yeah.
What's his jewellery that he's got? What's the jewellery that he's got just underneath his neck down here? I don't know if it is jewellery.
He has a black neck like this, and he has an insignia here, golden insignia.
Aye, that's what I can see.
I wouldn't necessarily say he's tall. He and I are about the same height, but
You are quite tall. He's taller than I am.
It was like that's average where we're from.
And he looks like a wee bit like He-Man. You ever seen He-Man?
Yep.
He's really muscular. He's really he's quite interesting. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens when I'm tuned in. It's weird that.
Well, when you think about it, being that Elena has an implant where her earbuds are sitting, people don't necessarily realize how easy it is to pick up on transmissions if they're electronic. So the mic on her earbuds could catch it relatively easy. I mean, I've captured my wife's voice on a sleep recording app.
Yeah.
So it does not take much if you know what you're doing.
I heard that. It's quite cool. Yes.
Who's the woman standing next to him?
Ah, you see it in the dark. Yes. I see her. I see her in the dark. It's probably can be a holographic projection of her, but
I don't know. I'd sit behind him in the dust, just behind him. I don't know what he's doing. See, this is weird because I'm picking up stuff now. It's weird. It's really weird.
Yeah. I do not know this person, but it must be maybe your wife. A holographic projection that is not visible for everyone.
She's not moving. She's just like, it looks like she's standing.
It's a projection.
Yeah. I don't know where they are. I can see like a deck, a ship.
I have
it's
a
weird.
rough idea. I've been meeting up with her and the kids there almost every other night lately.
See, that's actually a really interesting thing you bring up there, Dakota, because the last time we had Elena on, you, Dakota, you brought up a really interesting question with such good feedback. Was it of relationships?
Oh!
Is it okay?
He's talking about the cheating question I asked last time when you were on.
I don't know why I said that. That is so weird.
I did a video on that.
Yeah, I cringed a little bit when you said you thought of me when you made that video, and I was just like, oh, what did I do now?
Yeah.
Yes, because as I was explaining in this video, it came. Sometimes I'm told you should talk about this subject. People need to hear that at the moment. I went okay. Yeah. So it was twin flame missions. We all part of soul groups, and we have a twin flame, a partner that is linked to our soul, and often follows us on our missions. Sometimes it's one incarnating on a planet, sometimes it's the other in the envoy program, I mean. So one stays on the ship and one stays on one incarnates, and then the one on the ship can pass on information to the one below because they have a special quantum link that is not hackable and is very handy for the mission. Everything is agreed before coming. Everything is agreed. They both agree, and even before you come, most of the time you have agreements with the people you are going to meet. And sometimes really often it's karmic stuff or people you've met before, even people of your same soul group. It can happen. And there is no stress to have about that because all was agreed before. The one above is aware and it's okay with that. And the one on Earth, the ones on Earth, even if they are unaware, they somehow knew before. So it's all helping each other evolve and, that. And there's no stress to have about it. It's a bit weird. But when you look at the bigger picture, the one, the one that doesn't come, that stays upstairs, as I said, they are aware that the love that links this person to you, this particular twin flame or partner, soul partner link, you cannot find equivalent on Earth. and they know that. So it's not really cheating on them. And you're not either cheating on the person on Earth, because anyway, you do not have, you're not really having a serious relationship with your soulmate upstairs. I mean, it's all fine. It's all agreed and all fine and cool and relaxed. It's just a bit awkward at the start to set things like, okay,
I don't know if I asked you that question. That's so weird that it's, I don't know, I'm tuned in right now. I'm totally tuned in right now. Because I don't just see that woman, I see somebody else there. But he's no human looking. He's no human looking. He looks like an ET would look like. No grey, no grey, taller, really tall. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's so weird that. I just feel
that
weird tonight. I don't know. Strange. See what happens when Elena comes on, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I do see kind of an interesting question come up, and want to kind of address this because Vulcan, I will say not really, because it's a relatively recent finding that apparently I actually used to work with Thorhan on the abduction recovery cruise before coming to Earth. And as a matter of fact, when you went down to that conference down in Florida, one of the kids that I saved actually went to go see you.
Okay, at the conference.
Yeah, she.
Oh, wow.
She. What happened is that I saw this projection that played out exactly what she remembered for her own experience, and she wanted to ask us because we talked into this, and she knew that we were friends with you. The second I saw that, and then I saw Thorhan, I was like, I've got to get a hold of Elena.
They rescued him, and his crew rescued so many people and children over the years, decades even, Not only him, there are other crews as well. There were many crews, but they've done that. And he knew something was going to happen, that he would have to rescue me at a stage, but he never knew when it would happen and where. And so they were keeping an eye.
Yeah, that's apparently what happened to me too, where I ended up 30 miles away from where I remember going to bed, is that they knew that they would likely try to get me at a weak point before I started to come into realization. Then I asked them to leave me at my grandparents' house because I just needed to feel like I was somewhere safe, and that's what happened. Mm-hmm. Yeah, last time we actually had you on, my wife took me up and broke everything down about what happened. I was like, well, now thank you for finally telling me.
They tell us when you're ready and it is safe. They know you are in a safe place. Oh, what's that?
Nope.
My mom's burning dinner.
Oh, dear God.
And your mom is not on the spaceship. She's in the kitchen.
She's stuck in the holodeck. She can't get the door open.
The replicator is beeping.
Oh, God, yeah. See, that's the thing with me. See, Dakota can remember kind of who he was, but with me, I can remember I wore like a black suit, a shiny black suit. Mm-hmm. But I don't know who I was, because I've got I think I was a kind of, I don't know what I was, I don't know who I was, but I was chosen for this purpose.
Yes.
See, I've got implants today. I've got a few implants, quite a few. Mm-hmm. And I find that very, very interesting. I mean, a lot of people have asked me, why do they take you for implants? But implants can help them communicate with you, can't you?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
They can be communicators. They can be healing. I have 3 implants in my body. The 2 other ones are healing implants that regulate my frequency shields and protections and health. Yeah. But I wanted to ask you. You wore a black suit.
Yes.
what species? Can you describe the species or how it looks like? How you look like?
I'm bald. I know that. And they're no very. We're kind of funny. We're kind of. I wouldn't say sarcastic. People don't get on with others. We're kind of funny. I don't know. Dakota, did you draw a picture once or something? What was that? My species again. What was that? Oh.
I don't know where I set that notebook, but it looked humanoid.
They've got. I think I've got a terrible thing for that, and it's something to do with that.
Metatron's cube.
How's the skull? The shape of the skull is important. Normal, like you are human, or more elongated?
A wee bit more elongated.
Is it elongated? This is very important. Elongated, right like this?
No.
Or it's a bit like this?
It's a wee bit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because clear, like clear brown skin. Or like you, normal?
Just kind of, I would say a weird kind of colour. I wouldn't say like black, I wouldn't say white. I would say in between, a kind of weird kind of brownish.
Brownish grey.
Mm-hmm.
The eyes, the pupils are amazing. There's no white. It's like dark blue and clearer blue in the middle, the pupils. The nose, a bit like two slits for the nose.
I can't remember.
Small nose. Small nose. Like small nose. Okay, so that's an Eggaroth.
What's that?
Council of 5, Eggaroth, Al-Nilam. Either Al-Nilam, central star of the Orion Belt, or either Mesa, which is a star that we see on the top of Orion. They are very positive species. One of my very good friends is an Eggaroth. They work for the Council of 5. It's a very positive organization. And because the shiny black suit, just direct like Eggaroth.
It looks, it's got a kind of weird glimmer to it.
Sorry?
It's got a weird kind of like shiny glimmer to it.
Yeah.
It looks like it's made out of like really shiny plastic.
Could be Emissary from Tau Ceti as well. But the Emissary, they look more like greys, although they're not. They have big black eyes and grey skin.
That's
That's it?
No, that's that.
Yeah, that's the Ahorai from Arcturus, but they look like Eggaroth. There's if you go on Orion, Al-Nilam, I think I have it. If you can't find it,
I already had it.
That's
the one on the right.
Me.
Yeah, on the edge.
Yeah.
Try to get it
this one,
on our line.
One,
there we go.
This one on the right.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I know what my name is because they told me I used to be called Avalax.
Sounds like a heartburn medication.
I know. It does, doesn't it?
Oh, that's very Eggaroth. Yes. That's very Eggaroth. So you're an Eggaroth envoy. That's very very interesting because that's why you have all the connections and you have the connections, the Council of 5 with all the... That's interesting because the Eggaroth are very high frequency. They are 6th density frequency. And so that's why you have all these cognitive abilities.
And Dakota's mother set fire to the house.
Yes.
She's notorious for that.
It's very interesting because I always keep that pendant on me.
So, yes, that's another thing. The Council of 5 works a lot with this geometry.
Yes.
My friend Eggaroth, Anax, who has I call him my Eggaroth father because he put a bit of his genetics in me for the connection. Yeah. He, as soon as I renew contact with him, he not summoned me, but he really told me, you need to get that. Take a pen and a paper, and he made me draw this thing. And what the hell is that thing? And I showed to a friend. I knew nothing at the time. And she said, oh my God, that's a Metatron cube. Yes. And I said, he's asking me to wear one in a jewel, tattoo, anything as quick as possible for my protection. And wow,
Yes.
So yeah, well, that's it. I
don't know what they're like in person, but I get the extreme feeling that they're very, what's the word?
Sarcastic?
They're not sarcastic. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. It's kind of like they don't. And that's what I'm like. I'm like, I can't be arsed with stuff like that. I just like.
They are, yes, it's a kind of sarcasm that is funny. It's like cheeky sarcasm, like
Hey.
they are going to, how to say, can't find my words, but it will remind, like in a polite way, that you cannot, blame them, but in the same time you go like, wait a minute.
They don't have a sense of humour. They do not have a sense of humour whatsoever.
Well, and then you have different characters among a culture,
Oh, yeah.
So maybe yours is particularly sarcastic. My father is not really.
Yeah, it's the most weirdest feel. It's the most weirdest feeling because there's been times when I've been around people and I'm sitting thinking, I'm going, oh God, I just keep that. And I've been around people that will only stop talking. I know I do it a lot, and I've been like, God, I wish I could put you in their lock right now. And honestly, that's what I'm like. And it's so strange because, it's just so strange because I can see Thor. I can see Han Thor right now. It's weird. I've got a connection. It's so strange because I can see him in the back of my head. It's so weird. It's like a black void, and he's standing there, and there's a woman behind him, but it's like a protection kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know it is. I know it is. Yes, I know it is. Yes. Has the woman behind short blonde hair?
She looks a wee bit like Dakota's wife, to be purely honest with you. Yeah, but I would say she was a bit younger. Yeah, shortish. I'm going to go in an area here. 90s hairdo, short.
Okay, no, that's not Ardana. So they may be together, and
well,
there's other ones there too.
Wow.
Kind of like shorter hair than that. I would say just below her chin, the hair stops.
Okay.
But she's,
there's something Syrian about this woman.
Oh yeah.
Syrian, Tashkent. Well, if she really looks like this, does she have a triangular face or not?
There's a little bit of a triangular face to it that the hair kind of covers up.
Yeah, like Myra.
A little bit too of it.
Because the Tashkeru and the Ahil Pleiadians, like Thorhan, they are very compatible genetically and they interbreed a lot. So there's a lot of hybrids. They are very like tall blonde Nordics, but have kind of triangular face with high cheekbones. And these are the hybrid Syrians, Tashkeru. But that's a supposition that I saw many extraterrestrials very often, and my mind always worked like analyzing it because when you're confronted to places, you go to places where you see all different shapes and forms, and it's disturbing because the first time you try to identify, this one I know it's in my book, or this one. Who's this one? I've never seen this species, and it's very disturbing. So you try to the brain does like triangulation on the face and the size of the eyes, the color, and I do that all the time, and it's annoying. But
that's actually quite an interesting question in the chat there. Where is it? Is it here? It's here, and that is so interesting. Yes, I do. I like purple. Yeah. I do like purple and dark blue.
You can't tell from his background.
You don't tell from my background. I've got a thing about purple, dark purple, the kind of shiny stuff, weird, and kind of blue.
I've been on Mesa, which is another star system where the Eggaroth are in Orion as well, out of the zone. I have to say the light is very ultraviolet and kind of atmosphere. The landscape is kind of iridescent, white but iridescent.
Yes.
And the sky is clear purple, kind of lavender clear.
Yeah, that's
whiter clouds.
Where I go, it's kind of like you've got like mountains, and it's got. If you look out, you've got the blue. You've got all purple horizons, all purple. But
that's
if you look
Darius.
at your feet, aye, it's all like
Darius.
purple. And I'm like,
Darius, one of the planets of Mesa. Yeah.
I see Dakota's family there quite regular. Before I get into my kind of trance, that's where I meet them quite a few times.
There's at least 20 people who have come forward saying that they've spotted my family. It's like, we're still active.
Yeah. That's fantastic. I mean, everyone who has experience like that needs to come forward and share. It gives hope and help and support to all those who wonder if they're crazy, You're not. People.
Well, I will just say this. I've gone to therapy to try to discuss some of my issues because dealing with, paranormal and all of that to the extent that I do, I genuinely feared that I was schizophrenic. But then the therapist started experiencing things. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did my race actually do in the Federation? What's their purpose?
Which culture?
Yeah, the ones that I'm associated with. The
Agaroth.
Yes.
So they are not part of the Galactic Federation. They have their own organization that works with the Federation. It's the Council of Five. They are, as the Federation, they are also part of the Galactic Alliance, which is a good thing.
Right.
Like the Andromedans, you have three main things in the Galactic Alliance. It's the Andromedans, the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and the Council of Five, of Al-Nilam, or Zagara, as they say. The relationship is brilliant. I mean, they work together on many things. The Federation is more of a military power, and the Agaroth are they're like kind of the Jedi of the galaxy.
I just wondered, because I always wondered why I was paired up with Dakota.
I've been wondering that too.
Oh, but you maybe you knew each other from before, and you came together and you found each other again, and you have a mission to do together. So
thank you very much. You've helped me tonight, because I've been wondering, because I've been told my name and stuff like that a few times. I find it very interesting. Dakota?
I was just like, I've been trying to help him, but every time it seems like he changes the story, and Chris, it just feels like I talk to a brick wall some days. I just don't know what to do.
It's my personality. I think that's what's coming through. My personality.
Oh my God, Anax does that. Oh my God, Anax, my Agaroth father, he does that. You ask him a question, he's going to answer, but then he's going to digress on something else and something else and something else.
Yes!
And you could, it's the Agaroth mind. That's how that's who they are. They do that. That's their way of thinking. That's the way their brain is wired. They're gonna talk to, and this, but and then this, and you're like, okay, the first 10 minutes, it was enough to answer my question. Then I don't need to know all the rest that I'm not interested in.
I will say that I'm really bad for that. He'll ask me a question. I'll start on the question, and then I'll move on to something entirely different.
Yes, that's enough.
He does it all the time on the show.
No, but that's who you are. That's who you are. So you can't change. That's who you are.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. So, Dakota, do you have any more questions before the end of the show?
No, nothing that comes to mind. But I do want to say thank you again, Elena. And now that you said that about the Agaroth's personality, I feel kind of bad about wanting to choke Chris out a couple of times, so he's frustrated. He's like, just answer the question. No.
It's just, honestly, thank you so much for coming on, Elena. And guys, could you please check out our book? It's awesome. All of your books are awesome. You know,
all the links are in the description. You know, it's in the background there to all the places to check her out. I highly recommend it. We have all sorts of weird stuff getting ready to come on the horizon, and like I said, there's no one better than her.
Yes, Elena's the best.
Thank you. Aw. Guys, I love you so much. I always have fun. I mean, people don't know, but I checked in like 5 minutes before the live, and after a minute, I was already needed to pull a Kleenex because I was already crying, laughing. Not even after a minute. I love these guys. I mean, the energy, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. It's so fun and interesting, and there's always, paranormal stuff happening. And oh, guys, my audience, I know all my love crew is in the chat. Please, guys, check up their channel, share their videos. They are great guys. They are really, really good heart. They're fantastic. I love them, and I really recommend them. So, please, guys, do that for me.
And thank you very much, Lena. And honestly, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for coming to the show tonight. Everybody in the chat, really, really, really love you all, and thank you for coming, Dakota.
Again, thank you for coming. It's no secret that you're a favorite amongst our audiences as well. I mean, when we put the show out on Spotify, the episodes we had you on alone helped us put it to be one of the top podcasts in the category. And I'm just like, wow, okay, she gets special decorations tonight.
Honestly, thank you so much. And the chat's been absolutely great. And I would like to say thank you to all the mods in the chat too. Thank you for doing a brilliant job. You know who you all are. Thank you very much. So we'll catch you all later, and tomorrow night we're talking about what we're talking about tomorrow night.
Well, being that artificial intelligence has been such a big topic, and I've been playing around with it some myself just to see what's possible. And the voice program I've been using said, works best for American accents. So I figured, what would happen if I put Scotty in there?
Oh my God, it sounds terrible. It sounds diabolical. Scottish. I don't know. It's the weirdest accent I've ever heard in my entire life.
But we have all sorts of fun guests coming up. We have big projects coming on the way.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss it. And who knows? Maybe we'll see Elena again very soon.
Probably.
My pleasure.
Like you say, you're more than welcome to give us a shot anytime. We'll try to answer any of your questions. If chances are, I have Elena's books, physical and digital, so they're always on me.
Brilliant. Yep.
Oh,
I've got them in digital.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely brilliant.
All right.
No problem. We'll talk to you behind the scenes. Right. Catch you all later, guys. Bye.
Much love.
Bye.
Bye.